Hi, Josh Barker with RE/MAX Town & Country Real Estate, and thank you for checking out our market update for the month of February 2018. You know, like I like to do each month, I'm going to go ahead and bring in last month's sales report for the Shasta County Multiple Listing Service. Now, a note to keep in mind is just that with this report, what it does, it reports on all the properties that have closed escrow, and those that have gone under contract, and of course the new listings that come up for sale that are on the Shasta County Multiple Listing Service. So I'm going to go ahead and start now just for January sales report. I'll circle this for you in red. There were 198 properties that closed escrow last month in January 2018. Now, if you compare it to a year ago, and I'll circle this for you as well, there was 197. So just look at that for a minute. We're literally 12 months later, almost exactly the same sales volume from the year before. Now, this is a trend that we have seen stay very consistent here in Shasta County year over year for the last couple of years, where our sales volume and the amount of properties that are coming to the market are very similar to the previous 12-month period of time. So there's a lot of stability in the market when it comes to, sales and supply and those kinds of things. Now, one thing to take note of, and I'm going to put a slide right over the top of that. This last month in January, there were 276 properties that went under contract. Now, a year ago, it was only 206. So we have noticed an increase this year in the amount of properties that are going under contract in January compared to a year ago. Now, that's a pretty big change. It's over a 30% jump. Now, for some of us that are local, you'll probably remember that a year ago we had a lot of rain, and I think that some of that weather had actually caused less homes to come to the market and fewer transactions to take place in that first quarter of last year. And this year, if we continue to have nice weather, we might see that our sales actually might come a little sooner this year, just because the weather's there, inventory is there, buyers are there, and so we probably see more transactions happen in the first quarter compared to last year. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see that. So in any case, that's the sales report that to go over for this year. Next thing to look at is just interest rates. This year I'm a bit concerned with interest rates. If there's any external pressure that I see that potentially could have an impact on home valuation or the sales volume and those kinds of things, it would be interest rates. 6 months ago, the average rate was hovering around 4%. Currently, the average rate for a 30-year fixed mortgage is 4.5%. So, it's not a big jump. And for some of us that have been around a long time, you've seen rates that were a whole lot higher than this in the past. But we all have to remember that buyers in today's market have been pre-exposed to really low interest rates for an extended period of time. So although for some of us, we might look at those rates and think it's not a big deal, for those buyers that have been accustomed to rates in the threes, it's a really big deal, and they're definitely concerned about it. So going forward, here's something to keep in mind with interest rates. For every 1% that the interest rate increases, it has an impact on the buyer's borrowing power by up to 10%. Okay, so every time the rate goes up 1 full percent, has an impact on what person qualifies for by 10%. And that's where the impact in the market might show up in the future. Simply stated, if rates go up, it could definitely slow down appreciation. So in any case, that's what's going on with the rates. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was just the new construction sales report here for the city of Redding, actually over the last 12 months. If you go for all of 2017, there were 141 properties that had permits pulled to build new homes. Now, that was up from 128 the year before. So we have seen new construction continuing to tick up. It's still going really, really slow, though. Unfortunately, we're not able to still build in today's market, acquire property, pay for the materials, cover all the fees associated with construction, and be able to realize a big enough profit to have sales volumes on new construction really, take off at a higher pace. It's unfortunate that we're not there yet. But, the good news is over the next 12 months, if appreciation continues to stay in the market and we see values going up, there's a high probability that we'll see even more new construction going into 2019. So in any case, if you have any other questions about the real estate market here in Shasta County, we're always here to help. Thanks again for your time today. Make it a great day.